Okay, so before we start, because we are in Clapham at the moment on the roof of your place, and as you can probably see, it is very, very bright. So, and also we've got the planes going to Heathrow above us.
Yeah, they come in and landing every 2 minutes, right under the flight path.
No, usually I find it very pretentious, someone wearing dark glasses on my interviews, but I think, to be honest with you, John, we have no choice with this, absolutely at all. So
I'm blinded by the light. It's not very often that happens.
So you just put those on. Okay,
it's right. I can see.
Let's get kicking off. Your baby, London Actors Workshop. How did the class get started for you, or the idea? Where was the foundation of the idea?
Actually, back in 2005, I was friends with Richard Burke, who now runs Industry Hollywood, and Richard was running a smaller version, if you like, of the present London Actors Workshop that we now have with Tim Kent as partners. Tim was an agent, and Richard was an actor, and still is. And Richard moved to LA, and Tim moved into other areas, and so I took over the business from them, bought the business from them, and then I've built it and grown it in the last 5, 6, 7 years now. So that's how it started. Richard and I were in Los Angeles on a little fact-finding mission. He's now gone over there full time, and I said, well, I'll take this baby on and nurture this little business, and then grow it into something else.
Do you remember the very first ad you did for us?
Yeah, we advertised in the stage a heck of a lot. There were a little 2x10 in the stage, very basic, very simple. This is about
2005?
7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago. And advertising and Facebook and Twitter, all of these things, they were around, but very, very basic. Nobody was really taking much notice of them. So that's how you advertise. You advertise in newspapers that people would read. It's all changed since then. Things have changed a bit.
Tell us a little bit about what a student might expect from your course.
Essentially, well, I went to Lambda. I graduated Lambda in 2000. I remember thinking that the kind of course that we run now would have been ideal before I went or after I went, because it introduces people more to the industry, and it's quite focused on camera technique and audition technique, which I've since learned as 12 years as a professional actor. The job is the easy part. Getting the job is the hard part, and being very, very comfortable and almost cocky, if you like, in auditions is the way forward, and get as many auditions as you can. So for the school, essentially, it's a combination of both high-level tuition with various tutors. We do method acting, we do, as I said, camera audition technique, we do improvisation, some screen combat, lots of script analysis, and that combined with casting directors coming in the evening and actually putting people in an audition hot seat, an audition situation, giving them scripts to learn in a moment, giving them scripts to prepare for 2 weeks in advance. This is going to be a big one, isn't it? I think, yeah, I don't know where they've been, somewhere nice. So it's a good mix of tuition and instruction about the business, headshots, CV surgery, and then of course a showcase at the end, which allows people actually to be viewed, to be seen by agents. I often say to people, if you've been in the profession a few years, things have gotten a bit quiet, do the course, it'll re-energise your enthusiasm. If you've just come out of drama school, or if you're just looking to get started, do the course. After that, you'll know if it's really for you. You'll know how difficult it actually is to be an actor, to succeed as a working actor. We don't sugarcoat the pill. We give you as much support as possible, but it's not soft soaping. It's not like, hey, it's a wonderful business and anyone can succeed. Not at all. So we give you the nuts and bolts to really know what it's all about. And of course, there's a social aspect to it as well. People make a whole new set of friends. We generally have 15 or 16 in each class, 2 classes on a Sunday. So it's 12 Sundays in a row. So people do have, and I'm seeing from the Facebook activities now and people getting in touch, people have made friendships on the course that they keep. They keep down the line, and people network amongst each other and go and see others' events, support each other's shows. So it's quite a nice hub to have. We can do the whole course in a week.
Right.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want people to over the 3 months to grow as actors and to start thinking more about what they're doing in the business, what they can be doing more, and to come out as more of a rounded actor than they went in.
Building friendships as well with each other.
I think it's important. I was told that at drama school, which again it's a very intense time. Everyone's loving each other, loving the business, thinking it's going to be great. As soon as you get out of drama school, some people get an agent, some people don't. That immediately creates a disparity. Some people end up in the soap, off to Hollywood, some people end up in fringe, some people quit. So your whole nice tight little group has been splintered, and they do say stick close to your friends. You're going to need them. It's a lonely business.
Yeah.
So we're giving people an opportunity to re-find that, or if they never had it, they're coming from a singing background or a dancing background, maybe just college plays or what have you. Give us your enthusiasm 3 hours a week and start a whole new strand to your life, if you like.
That's interesting. That actually leads me to my next question. Give me an example of some of the walks of life where some of your students come from. What kind of backgrounds?
Well, predominantly, obviously, the 60-70% will be people who are in acting, who've acted before. We have older people, generally older people say 40s, 50s, 60s, who could have done anything. We have people from the Navy, we have people from banking, nurses, people who've done lots of amateur dramatics or maybe done some extra work or have been to college back in, say, the 80s and 90s, stopped to have families. So these can be great actors, really, talented people, just haven't actually made that full-time commitment to a profession because it's a tough profession and it does exclude you from doing lots of things. You know, you need money to live in London. It's an expensive place, so people often drift out of the business to do other things. Also, we have young people who've either been to drama school or are heading to drama school, doing their year out, thinking, yes, I want to go on, and they've done a fair bit of college plays. We also have people from overseas. I mean, on the last course, we had a French-African lady. We had a girl who used to come from Belgium every week on the Eurostar.
Gosh,
she gets our prize. She's come the furthest, but I mean, all over the country and all over Europe. So people with, law backgrounds or singing, dancing backgrounds, and people who are attracted to the performing arts. And unlike anything, they'll learn that it takes a unique person to actually focus and decide, I'm going to do this business. I mean, cast and directors have said to me in the past, wanting to act, loving acting, is not enough. That's a hobby. That's an amateur thing which we can all indulge in our passion. I love playing five-side football. I love going to the gym. I'm a professional weightlifter. I'm not a pro footballer, but I'm a professional actor. And you learn over time the difference. It means a lot. It's more sacrifice, more determination, and taking the knocks as you go through it. So, we have a lot of people.
The two that stand out for me are, in my opinion, I think that for youngsters, I think it could be a very, very good prep, particularly the September to December period for auditioning for drama school, i.e. because they start in January, don't they? They usually start auditioning in January.
This is ginger beer, by the way. There you go.
And also, the other that you mentioned was the people who, I think the course can also rejuvenate somebody's interest in the profession, where they can kind of get back into the circle of it again. Because it's easy to lose track, isn't it, sometimes?
Most definitely. We've got quite a few people in their 30s come on the course, and they may have been actors in the past, and again, as we say, they've drifted away, and it's reigniting that passion. Now, how do you do that? You go to the cinema, you go to plays. I mean, I give people a reading list, things that they should do. You should go down to the bookstore, pick up acting books, but there's nothing better than being actually in a group of like-minded individuals with an enthusiastic tutor. And that's the other thing, of course. All our tutors have got many years of experience.
No,
Some
definitely,
fantastic people. John Mulaney, Val Colgan, Paul McEwen, Carolyn McLeod, from the cast members comes down. They're very enthusiastic people. Brent Yount worked on Troy as a combat instructor. So they bring their unique perspective on the business, their experience, and they crush it into a 3-hour class. My aim is that the class is left with their head spinning by the end of it, totally enthused. And then maybe as they go through their week, if they get back into the normal lives and the drudgery of everyday existence, although it doesn't seem like a bad day, does it? When they come back again, they get pumped up again, because you need to keep that fire burning, with anything, with anything where you have to work at it yourself, whether it be playing a violin or these Olympics. We've seen how focused people have to be and how to keep the passion alive, and that's one of the things that we hope to provide as well.
Can you give me some feedback results that you've had from past students? Is any that you've known of who have gone on to do?
Yeah, I mean, I've got obviously on our website, www.londonactorsworkshop.co.uk,
which is going to be in the corner of this video.
Yeah, there's a whole load of written testimonials and some of the videos we have on there of people giving feedback. But I'm just thinking, just recently in Edinburgh this year, we've seen Hannah Anderson and Olu Osilive, Anna Dawson, Tula Costello has been up there recently. Several. I need to just check it out. Off the top of my head, I'm pulling people out. Let's see, Chris Elliott's been busy recently. There are several, and of course, Facebook and Twitter help me keep in touch. Rafi Richards is a one-man show up in Edinburgh. So people are busy, people are out there. Often see people on TV and adverts, what have you. Unfortunately, one of the soaps had been hurt. The bill, which used to be rite of passage for most actors. I would see people on there. Of course, it's gone now. As Heartbeat, The Royal, so bread and butter shows for many actors. It's much more difficult to get seen, to get your break. But yeah, people are moving on and getting work.
And just closing, what would you hope for the future of London Actors Workshop? What are your aims?
I would say in a nutshell, to provide the best value for money, intensive acting course/experience that London has to offer. And we also have some plans in the early stages to expand overseas as well, because I think what we do, I mean, there are many good courses around. There are a lot of courses in London, but I think what we do is unique in the sense of what it actually gives. The tutors that you'll meet, 7 different tutors, casting directors which we bring along, and the opportunity at the end of the showcase. The feedback
Value as well, the value.
Well, value for money. I mean, people don't have money these days. We're in a recession, and particularly actors, it's a lot to think about putting money into something. The course at the moment is £425, which I feel is good value. And by about week 3 or 4 or 5, a lot of the students or the actors come to me and say, this course is fantastic, why don't you charge more? Why don't you charge £800? And I say, well, if I could, I would. But I say, I'm glad you feel that it's got that value to you. Come every week, throw yourself into it, you know, don't turn up with a hangover on a Sunday morning, make sure you're nice and fresh. Get the best from what we offer, get the best from the experience these tutors have, take part in the group, and it is, that's good value for me. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to keep that level of commitment from the tutors, keep the business growing. We do offer 1 and 2 day classes, some weekend classes, but I find the best value is for the 12-week session, and that's when people afterwards, years later, I meet them and they tell me, yeah, it was a great experience and I learned a lot from it, and I've still got friends and I'm getting auditions and I've moved on to other things from that, so that's what I'd like to keep it.
Okay, well John, I really do hope that it works out well for you and for the future. It obviously seems to have paid dividends so far for other students who have been there in the past.
Yeah,
and,
thank you, I hope so, and we keep getting good feedback, so we keep doing what we do.
Yeah, and all the best.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you.